Do you want to keep your pie dough from being soggy and make it more flaky? Let me introduce you to blind baking. Blind baking is just the process of taking a pie dough and par baking it to where it's mostly cooked, if not all the way cooked. That way when you put your filling in it, it comes out more flaky, less doughy, because the bottom has a chance to cook before the rest of it get in there. Now, the two ways you can go about doing it is just taking a fork and just doing small little pokes all along the bottom. Or you can take parchment paper, cut it into a circle, and then fill it with dried beans. Now what this is going to do is essentially both the same things of keeping the bottom relatively flat so it doesn't grow or puff on you while it's cooking. Now something to bear in mind when you are using the beans, after you bake them for this first time, they're not really going to be usable again as beans. They dry out way too much, so you can't really rehydrate them. But you're welcome to try it if you want. I recommend just putting them in a little bag and label it blind beans, and then just never worry about it until the next time you need it. You'll know when you can't use them again when you can take your fingers, push on them, and then they just start turning to powder on you. At that point, you just get rid of them and buy a new bag. What type of beans is completely irrelevant, so I always go with the cheapest one I can find just because you're using the weight of the beans to keep it down, and they hold the heat pretty well, which also helps them bake. After you have your pie shell ready, you're going to throw it into a 400-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. After that, you pull it out and you let it cool, and then add your filling. As you can see, it's puffed up a little bit right here. So blind baking isn't a guarantee, but as it starts to cool down, that will start to deflate some because those little holes are going to let out steam, which is making it inflate. But if you look over here at our beans, typically you'll let it cool a little bit more than before you remove the beans, but very similar, but much flatter. And that's all you need to know about blind baking. Again, it's great for using on quiches, fruit pies, anything that has high liquid content. And it gives your pie dough just a little bit of a flaky head start. If you like this and you learned something, make sure you hit the like, share, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And now that you know a little bit more about baking, go out and conquer the kitchen.